My name is Bryce. I'm from Aledo. I'm 23, almost 24 in May. When I was 15, I was playing a lot of soccer, and it was about March of 2016 when I started experiencing some symptoms. And after the season was over, after having a lot of fatigue symptoms and overall just problems with breathing, I went and got a echocardiogram and found out I had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. At the end of 2020, into like the deep of the pandemic, I saw my cardiologist, and we were talking about the COVID vaccine, and I was definitely hesitant at the time to take it. And I know my doctor was kind of pressuring me into getting it. He said I needed to get it, even though I was still on the hesitant side. And in March of 2021, we got both of the Moderna shots. In early 2023, in about January, February, I was at my first semester of seminary here at Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth. And I started noticing first, the worst symptoms were mental. I was having random anxiety, even though I had nothing to be worried about. I'm not a nervous person. Everybody around me knows that. I live a pretty stress-free life, but I kept feeling that, and depression, and just brain fog, memory loss. It was hard for me to write my papers, and that's what seminary is you're reading books and writing papers, and that to me seemed like the hardest thing on earth. When the semester was over, I started to experience the worst of it, the extreme fatigue. I didn't want to get out of my bed. I had a period of, I would say, a year, maybe even over a year, of not wanting to move. I was in contact with my psychiatrist that I had, and he had prescribed me so many things. I couldn't even list all of them off. The list was so long of different prescription meds that he tried to prescribe me: antipsychotics, antidepressants, SSRIs, all these different things, and nothing seemed to give me even an ounce of relief. I remember being about a year into my sickness where I started to question, maybe the vaccine did cause these things, because I'd seen people talk about it and people who were experiencing similar symptoms as I was. And I started questioning, and I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, do you think this could possibly be from the shots I had?" And I think also at that time, my mom, I don't know if she was in denial or more so just, we just didn't know, because I feel like it was so taboo to talk about. Like, these shots were safe and effective, you can't question them. It was when we met with Dr. McCullough, which I feel like meeting Dr. McCullough was a God thing. I don't think there's any other way to explain it. My mom saw one of his videos on Facebook, found out that he was actually practicing in the Dallas area, and decided to call and see if we could get in with him. His office called us back and said that they had an opening tomorrow, the next day, after my mom called. We went and saw him, got blood work, and immediately found out that, I had elevated spike protein from the vaccine. And he told me, he was one of the first doctors that told me that I was going to get better. I personally don't think that you should be forced to take a vaccine from anyone, even if it's a trusted doctor. I think that you should weigh all options, do your research, do your own research. That's the biggest thing I would say. And don't always take what your doctor says at his word. And I think a good doctor would say that is, a good doctor would take different case studies and research that people have done and weigh his options, and not force someone into taking an irreversible vaccine.